Oh, no question about it. I saw it when he was in college. We're at the University of Minnesota together. Just the connection he made with the other players, the impact he made. He was always interested in winning. He was always interested in the team. It wasn't about him. He was by far the best player. He played with 12 guys in 1977 that were all drafted, and I know he led the charge that we lost out to ASU in '76 to go to Omaha College World Series, and I know the motto was, we don't care who gets the credit. The next year we got to get to the College World Series, and we did. And I think he was a leader of that attitude and that direction. And I've had chances, obviously, throughout his career to visit with him since we left the university, and I loved picking his brain in the off season and asking him about different things I saw at the major league level, questions that I had, and I was always impressed with the information he was able to give me, and it was very thoughtful. Obviously came from his experiences, and told me he learned a lot. He had to sit on the bench for about 500 games in the major leagues because he was hurt. He said, I really sat there and watched and paid attention, watched how people managed, watched situational play, how people pitched, how things went on in the game, and I think that had an impact on his baseball IQ and his instincts for the game. Not that he didn't have them. His freshman year at the University of Texas, his first game ever, and he's at third base, and George Thomas, third base coach, he says, George, I think I can steal home against his lefty. And George goes, go if you think you can make it. And he did. Without a sign, he stole home. His freshman year in college, the first college baseball game. He got in the dugout, and Dick Siebert said, who told you to do that? And he said, well, I thought I could do it. I asked George. He said, go ahead and do it. And he said, good. When you get there again, do it again. He did it again the second time in the game. So I saw it there, and it's never changed since that day and time. And he's just grown and gotten better at his understanding of the game and how it should be played.
You know, it's interesting you bring up that point of watching, because baseball, it seems like so many players that turn into managers are guys that watch, that didn't play a lot. You know, guys like Gardy that, you know, were a utility player and spent that time. And so you're saying he used that time a lot like those players did, and so the education...
Paul was a great player, but he was always hungry for more information. Now, Kirby Puckett was a good friend of mine. If you asked Kirby Puckett how to hit, he couldn't tell you. He'd just see the ball and hit the ball. That you couldn't make it any more complicated. He had great natural hitting talent. Paul had great natural hitting talent, but he also had the desire to learn more and to gain more information and get the advantage. And that's the difference. They both had great natural hitting talent. One player didn't. That's all I need. Don't give me any more than this. The other guy wanted more and more and more. As Paul said up there, he could process it. Some players can't process all that. He was one of those people that could. So that information helped him as a player. Some people it's too much, but he was always hungry. Whenever I've asked him to come out to our practices, he's come out and watch us play, played and managed in our pro alumni games, and I always asked him, tell me what you see out there after the game about our team. I'm interested to learn more about what you see. And he always had something valuable to offer. I was amazed at some of the things. He came over one time and said, that guy's tipping his pitches out there on your team. I called every pitch from the dugout. That's good information because you know what? Somebody else was going to pick up on it eventually. So every time he came to the ballpark or a practice, he was always trying to learn more, either to help us or to make him a better baseball student or a better baseball player or manager in this particular case.